Hi, my name is Tom Bellissimo. A lot of my credits are T. Brooklyn Bellissimo. I've been in the movie and television business for almost 40 years now, getting ready to retire, and worked on so many iconic movies. I'm just lucky that way. I just fell into so many different great movies. Quite a few years ago, I got called up by a producer friend of mine, Orrin, who said, I have a script, it's a horror movie, and he says, I need a favor. I need you to come in, probably the stuff that we're going to be using you have on the shelf already. And I says, okay, send me the script. So he sent me the script, and the script was Saw. So I got to meet the director, and one of the main things that he wanted to talk to me about at the time, device inside the movie, was the reverse bear trap. Him and his partner, Lee Wannell, had shot a teaser for this, and Lee was actually wearing this apparatus that they built to do this teaser in Australia. And it was a big, heavy metal thing that went on his head, and he's in a chair and blah, blah, and I watch the thing, and it's a great piece of footage and stuff. And they said, okay, well, it isn't going to be Lee wearing this thing this time. It's going to be this girl, Shawnee. So I knew who Shawnee was, and I said, well, she's a really thin, young lady. And they said, yeah. And I says, that thing was made out of steel, right? And they said, yeah. I says, she'll never survive with a steel trap around the head like that. Why don't we make it out of aluminum? So came up with a design off of their original. You know, I took some of the parts from that and built it out of aluminum. And then added all the tchotchkes to it to make it look very threatening. I ran to the Saugus swap meet that Sunday, and I picked up gears from bicycles and a bicycle brake and put those on there and says, okay, what else could I put on here? Okay, I could put these things here. Oh, I have this from a science set. Let me attach that. And it was aluminum. I was trying to stick to aluminum. Now, I didn't want to make two of them. You know, one that worked because we had to have one that worked inside one of the shots, and then the one that she wore on the head. So I put this air piston inside here so we could use the same one. So this one actually opened up in the shot. It's the one, the only one from the movie. There is no other. It still has Shawnee's hair stuck in it and some of the blood and whatnot. And then the device on the back of it, we needed a timer. Okay, there's going to be a stopwatch. Well, the stopwatch that they used originally on it, the prop people rented this thing, and I come to find out it's a bomber's stopwatch from the Second World War. That's why it has a black face on it. I made it in such a way that she was supposed to take it off her head and throw it. Well, when Shawnee took it off her head, she, opened up the lock, took it off her head and threw it. Me and another person, Charlie Bellardinelli, my partner at the time, we caught it in a furniture blanket. Then they said, well, we need to see it hit the ground and pop open. I says, well, the only way that we can make it pop open using the air on it and stuff, nitrogen piston, is for me to put an air tube to it, which was already established inside of it. And I had to hide a black tube. So we took it and had the camera, we put it on the floor, made sure that the camera looked where it was, that they weren't going to see the extension tube. We picked it up and said, you ready? And they said, yeah. And we threw it on the ground. When I threw it on the ground, it hit, I pushed the button, air went into the piston, and whoosh, it opened up quickly. As far as the only other time it's ever worked opening up is when the bad guy in the story is telling her this is how it works, and it's on a foam head, a foam dummy head, and it opens up. Well, if it opens up on a foam dummy head, you really can't see anything. We wanted to see the foam head rip apart. I put explosives inside the foam head. So on the same button that I used to push to make air go to this piston to open it up violently, I also blew the head up at the same time. So it was like a 3, 2, 1, boom, blew up. They only had one head, and a cheap show. And it turned out great. This is the original gauntlet that we used on the movie Saw, the original movie Saw. We would actually strap this to Jigsaw's arm, and he would have his hand like this, and it would be up his sleeve, and all he would have to do is push his hand down like this, and it comes out, and then he cuts Danny Glover's throat. People are still collecting ones like this that I said, you know, a company made or whatever and stuff, but this here is the one and only. This is the original. This is all milled by Shannon. He built all this thing, welded it up and stuff, and made it very quickly, and it worked great. The second blade here, this one here, we had, after he cuts Danny Glover's throat, the knife is all the way out already, so we couldn't retract it in the shot. So it's on him. So we didn't want him running around with this apparatus on his arm and stuff. So we made a dull blade like this out of aluminum once again. And then we put just an arm band on him, on the actor's arm, you know, that you use to strengthen your arm or whatever. And we just slipped this up the armband so that he could run around and do all his action with this thing on him and not have to worry about this whole apparatus and stuff on his arm. So that's what this is.